नमस्सर्वेभ्यः कक्ष्यायां स्वागतं। प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। गतकक्ष्यान्ते अस्माभिः श्लोकेषु अन्वयक्रमः इत्यस्मिन् उपभागे श्लोकद्वयं पठितं। ततः अग्रे गन्तव्यमस्ति। तृतीयमपि शिष्यते, तत् पठित्वा अग्रे गन्तव्यं भवति। तृतीयस्य पठनात् प्राक् किञ्चित् प्रथमस्य एवं द्वितीयस्य पुनः पठनम् एकवारं कृत्वा सान्धर्भिकरीत्या अग्रे तृतीयस्य प्रवेशः भवति। अथान्धकारं गिरिगह्वराणां दंष्ट्रामयूखैः शकलानि कुर्वन् भूयः स भूतेश्वर पार्श्ववर्ती किंचिद् विहस्य अर्थपत्तिं भभाषे। सिंहः दिलीपम् एवं वदति। किं वदति अग्रे अस्ति। तत्र सिंहस्य वर्णनं, भूतेश्वर पार्श्ववर्ती, कथं तस्य दंष्ट्रामयूखाः प्रतिभावन्तः आसन्, यथा मयूकैः गिरिगह्वरेषु अन्धकारः यदस्ति तत् दूरं विच्छिन्नम् अर्थात् दूरीकृतम् इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे वर्णनमस्ति। विहस्य इत्यत्र राजा किमपि वदन् अस्ति, सिंहः अट्टहासं कृत्वा एवं वदसि किम् इति विहस्य किमपि वक्तुम् इच्छति अग्रे। तत् किम् इति द्वितीयश्लोके अस्ति। एकातपत्रं जगतः प्रभुत्वं नवं वयः कान्तमिदं वपुश्च अल्पस्य हेतोर्बहुहातुमिच्छन् विचारमूढः प्रतिभासि मे त्वं। हे राजन्, भवान् तु मूढः इव प्रतिभासि। किमर्थम् एवं? भवतः प्रभुत्वं तु एकातपत्रप्रभुत्वं, साक्षात् सम्पूर्ण ज्ञातजगतः प्रभुत्वम् अस्ति। एकातपत्रं चक्रवर्ती असि त्वम्। अपि च युवा असि, नवं वयः तव वपुः अपि कान्तम् अस्ति। इतोपि बहु वर्षाणि यावत् प्रभुत्वं कर्तुम् अर्हसि भवान्, न तु वृद्धः। एवं तर्हि अल्पस्य अर्थात् एकस्याः गोः कारणात्, अल्पस्य हेतोः बहु हातुं त्यक्तुम् अथवा किं वक्तुं शक्यते पर्यायम् अत्र मूढः त्यागभावः तत्र इत्यादिकं त्यक्तुम् इत्येव वदति हातुम् इत्यत्र। आम्, टु लूस् इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे हातुम् इच्छन् भवान् विचारमूढः इति मम अभिप्रायः। मे त्वं प्रतिभासि तथा इति सिंहः वर्णयति। तर्हि किं वदति इदानीं दिलीपः, अथवा इतोपि वक्तुमस्ति वा अस्माकं सिंहस्य मुखात् इति पश्यामः। भूतानुकम्पा तव चेद्दियं गौरेका भवेत् स्वस्तिमती त्वदन्ते जीवन् पुनः शश्वद् उपप्लवेभ्यः प्रजानाथ पितेव पासि। अर्थात् इतोपि वदन्नस्ति सिंहः दिलीपं। भूतानुकम्पा तव चेदियं गौरेका भवेत् स्वस्तिमती त्वदन्ते जीवन् पुनः शश्वद् उपप्लवेभ्यः प्रजानाथ पितेव पासि। भूतानुकम्पा तव चेत् इयं, अत्र जष्ट्वसन्धिः, चेत् इयं चेत् इयं। गौः एका, रेपः, विसर्गस्य रेपः। गौः इत्यत्र गौर् इति अभवत्, एका इति पृथक् करणीयं। गौः एका भवेत् तथैव स्वस्तिमती स्वस्तिमती गौः इत्यस्य विशेषणं स्वस्तिमती त्वदन्ते अत्र त्वत् इति प्रायः समस्ते अन्तर्भूतम् इति भाति त्वदन्ते इति पृथक् किमपि नास्ति तत्र जीवन् पुनः नकारस्य पकारस्य संयोगः अस्ति पृथक् करणीयं सन्धिः नास्ति संयोगः एव जीवन् पुनः शश्वत् इत्यस्य दकारः अर्थात् जष्ट्वसन्धिः उकारस्य प्रसक्तिः अस्ति मृदुव्यञ्जनं वा स्वरः वा अस्ति चेत् तत्र जष्ट्वं भवति तु तर्हि शश्वत् इति एव पृथक् करणीयम् उपप्लवेभ्यः उपप्लवशब्दस्य विभक्तिरूपम् उपप्लवेभ्यः प्रजाः प्रजान् अथ प्रजानाथ क्षम्यतां दीर्घः अस्ति किल प्रजानाथ इत्यत्र दीर्घः न भवितुम् अर्हति तो प्रजानाथ अर्थात् राजा प्रजानां नाथः प्रजानाथः प्रायः अत्र सम्बोधनप्रथमा इति मन्ये हे प्रजानाथ इति स्यात् पिता इव पितेव गुणसन्धिः पिता इव पितेव ओके पासि क्रियापदम् तो एवं सन्धिविभजनम् अन्वयवाक्यं पश्यामः तव भूतानुकम्पा अस्ति चेत् इफ् यू हैव दिस what you call compassion some kind of kindness towards bhutas which means other living beings okay tava bhutanukampa asti chet if you do have this compassion for animals tvadante iyam eka gauhu swastimati bhavet okay so after your because Dilip has offered himself I think so tvadante at the end of you okay tvattaha ante or something like that is the breakup I think in samasta okay so tvadante yushmat shabdas tatpurusha okay tvadante iyam eka gauhu this one single cow swastimati bhavet here if you now sacrifice yourself okay what is the result this single cow will be saved okay she will be swasta okay bhavet that may happen hey prajanata hey king jeevan if you continue to live shatranta jeevan bhavan jeevan athva tvam jeevan punaha pita iva again Pita in the sense in a paternal sense of ruling the kingdom Pita iva like their parents Prajaha your citizenry Shashvat in a for a long time sense really it means forever but it here means for your lifetime at least Upaplavebhyaha Upaplava means some kind of disturbance okay so for example a Chanda-maruta in ocean is a plava shabda is used in that sense okay but generally for people it would mean some kind of disturbance in their life upaplava upasarga has been added to it upaplavebhyaha from such disturbances pita iva prajaha shashvat upaplavebhyaha pasi you will protect them tvam pasi Prajaha is in Dvitiya Vibhakti here, Bahuvachana. So, Tvam Arthat Pita Iva Tvam Prajaha Upaplavebhyaha Pasi Shashvat. In a eternal sense, you will protect them from disturbances basically. I think how they calamities, good word. From Upaplave calamities. Okay. So, Tava Bhutanukampa Asti Chet Tvadante Iyam Eka Gauhu Swastimati Bhavati Bhavet Tattu Satyam Svikarashyami Parantu He Prajanatha Yadi Bhavan Jivati Jivan Bhavan Athva Tvam Punaha Pita Iva Prajaha Karmapada Shashvat Upaplavebhyaha Pasi Tratum Arhasi like that. So Pratipadartha you can look, it's more favoring English. So I think Anvaya itself was good enough for us. We got it. So Tatparya we will see. He Rajan, yadi tvam bhutadayam pradarshya dhenum rakshitum prayatnam karoshi tarhi saha prayatnaha api yuktihinaha. Oh, this is a little bit extension. Yuktihinaha extending from earlier moodha iva bhasi, like that. Yadi tvam atmanaha jivam. Actually they didn't. That's what. The second sentence is more the translation of the first pada. Yadi tvam atmanaha jivam dattva dhenum rakshasi tarhi tava marananantaram iyam eka gauhu kshemena jivati tattu satyam ityasmin bhave. Parantu yadi tvam jivasi tarhi anekaah prajaah rakshasi, anekaah prajaah rakshitaah bhavanti. Karmani type tvaya, but tvam is there, so kartari type. Anekaah prajaah rakshasi tvam. Swakiya pranaihi ekasyaah dhenoho rakshanam uchitam uta athava. Uta is a beautiful avyaya. So or indeed, that sense. Okay. Swakiya pranaihi ekasyaah dhenoho rakshanam uchitam uta jivata tvaya. Kshatranta again, jivata. Jivata tvaya. Going with vibhakti of tvaya. Okay. Kotishah jananam rakshanam uchitam. So just by placing utta or else this is better. Okay. Atra yuktam kim. Again little bit accenting. Tvameva chintaya. This is all little bit tatparya extension. This much is told. Okay. Very clear. So Anvaya Rachana. Asti. How they have taken. Pasi is there. So here in actually I don't know why they bring asti here. Asti chet. Sorry. Here it is. Yeah. Tava bhutanukampa asti chet. Chet is a connector for two sentences. Right. It's a twinning connector. So tava bhutanukampa asti chet. Tvadante iyam ekagohu swastimati bhavet. So we have to bring with asti these two words and bring a chet linker, finish off and move to bhavet, and then bring these, and then put he prajanata somewhere, and then bring around pasi the remaining words. Okay. So fairly three sections will come. So let's see how they go about doing that. Basically, moment you look at this Anvaya Vakya, you had already thought of what kind of sentence chakra is involved. So this is a matter of just outlaying what is already gone into the thought process of creating the Anvaya. So there is, it's not like one after the other. They are correlated, highly correlated. Okay. All right. Asti chet kriyapadam adhyaharaha. I mean, it's not there. Bhutanukampa tavachediyam. I think they didn't put bracket here, so we got confused. There is no asti in the sentence. Tavached is, you have to tava asti chet, like that. Okay. All right. Good. So ka bhutanukampa. Okay. Kasya bhutanukampa tava. Finishes off there. So there only that much there. So it's finished off. So bhavet they brought out. The tab is necessarily like, they're better off putting a line there. So okay. Bhavet kriyapadam. So this one. Ka bhavet, gauhu bhavet, okay, kidrishi kauhu, iyam sarvanama, then punaha kidrishi eka, okay, eva is not there, so no need to bring. If it's eva is there, eka eva you bring out here only, okay, then kidrishi bhavet, swastimati bhavet, artat pranaha rakshitaha bhavet tasyaha iti swastimati sa bhavet, kada bhavet tvadante. At the conclusion of your death, as the offering in place of the cow. Okay, tvadante. Okay, good. Okay, so see how they have brought the saptami with kada sense. Okay, so time is referred to some other activity here. Okay, which is activity of your end. Okay, prajanatha he rajan. So sambodhana is brought out first, then kriyapada pasi rakshasi kriyapadam. Okay. Then kaha tvam. See, implicit again, because pasi is teaching us that there is tvam, not bhavan shabda there. Okay. So we should look at the kriyapada and conclude whether we have to write bhavan or tvam there. Then kidrishaha tvam jivan. Jivantvam Kshatranta. So Kaha Pasi Prajaha. Kaha is a Strilinga Dvitiya Bahuvachana question here. So Prajaha Pasi. Praja is a Strilinga Shabda. Kaha Iva Pasi Pita Iva Pasi. Okay. So Atava Katham Pasi Pita Iva. Katham can also be answered with Iva connector. So Pita Iva. Katham Iva. Like that also you can say. See, Katham Iva Pasi Pita Iva Pasi. Here Katham because it's more related to a status as Pita rather than as Samyak Pasi or something like that is the answer. Then instead of Katham Iva, they have gone with Kaha Iva. But Katham Iva won't be incorrect. Okay. Pita Iva Pasi. Kada Pasi Shashwat. Okay. So the Shashwat, which is a probably a Avyaya Shabda. They have not broken down all that. Or maybe it will come next. So Kada, this is a Avyaya in the sense of time. Eternal. So kada pasi, shashvat pasi, kebhyah pasi, upaplavebhyah. Kebhyah, from what you will protect them? Okay, from calamities is the answer. Upaplavebhyah. So Panchami. Ramat Ramabhyam Ramebhyah. Okay, upaplavat Upaplavebhyah. Okay, any doubt on this screen? Anybody has a confusion somewhere they didn't understand? Jyoti Varya?
Yeah, I was about this Taha Pasi.
Dvitiya Bahuvachana. Sa te, taha, tam te, taha. Taha repeats in Pratama and Dvitiya.
Yeah, it is Dvitiya, no?
Yeah, Dvitiya. Because karma is Tvam. Sorry, kriya is karta is tvam, so the karma is taha praja.
But it is marked as Prathama Vibhakti. That's why I asked.
Oh, then there is a mistake. Okay. If they have not gone to the next sheet yet, if it is marked as Prathama, you caught an error in the book.
So that is Dvitiya.
Dvitiya, very good. See, that's why we should immediately that for me, that Vakya Chakra is very important in my brain. If I don't place the words in the correct positions in the wheel of the sentence around the Kriya Pada, then you are confused about what the whole statement is about. Because the Vibhaktis play a very strong role in our understanding of the sentence. Okay. Here let me where it is taha. So it comes prajaha praja shabda akaranta prathama vibhakti gone. Dvitiya vibhakti bahuvachana it should be here. Good catch. Yeah, Bhagini?
It is the same one we usually tell in sloka, no? Pahi mam, raksha mam, like.
Pahi, tvam pahi mam, protect me.
That is
I think it's slightly different. Maybe vidhilings. I mean, basically the lakara made change. I think we'll have to go check the tables. Okay. Maybe lot, maybe pahi, and pasi maybe simple lat, something like that. We'll have to check Madhyama Purusha versions of both.
Yes.
Because pahi is like a prayer, so either it is lot or vidhiling or something, and then pasi is a statement you will protect, so it is a lat, I think. Athava whether future tense, we have to check what the tense is. Okay. Yeah. So padavivaranam kritam asti bhavatbhihi idanim. I mean, more understanding the sentence meaning than this you can do slowly. It's not too difficult. Here and there you may make a linga error. I am not claiming, but to make a vibhakti error would be not good at this level, because once we understood the sentence we should be able to place the vibhaktis. Okay, because we understand strongly what each vibhakti stands for with respect to the kriya pada. So vachana also we should be able to do. Maybe linga here and there, sometimes between stri and napumsaka we do fall. That may happen. So that's okay. That's kind of excusable. Okay, try to minimize that. That's all. Okay.
Maria, in the examination Padavivaranam
Yes,
is
yes,
normally.
yes. So for these shlokas, for this section, no, because here the whole section's name is Anvayakramaha. The 5 marks questions, 4 or 5 mark questions will be around shlokas of this Anvayakrama section, where you are expected to deliver all this Padavibhaga, Anvaya, Pratipadartha, Tatparya, including Anvaya Rachana, and then potentially Padavivarana also. So at Kovida level, you are expected include samasa analysis. So it's very comprehensive. At Kovida level, your ability to, at least they will usually stick to these shlokas that have come in this section. But I wouldn't put out that they may actually give something from other sections. But I would say at least for these verses, which are all not easy verses anyway, Kalidasa's level. So it's good. But they are not what you call, once you have understood them, they are not beyond us. Okay, so yeah, we have to practice for the 3 into 10, maybe 30 odd shlokas from Raghuvamsha, which is quite tough. They're asking a lot from you, but I think it's very, very useful learning. Okay, so let's focus on the samasas. Okay, maybe the lakaras once we will see. Avyayam atha, avyayam bhuyah. Okay, I am going back. Sorry, I should come here. Here it is. This is the verse we are looking at. Okay, so idam go eka bhudatuhu. 7, number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where it is? Actually, that's the problem. Here it is 7. Bhavet. Okay. Bhudatuhu. Then asti chet. Asti they have not included. They have just put chet as avyaya, as a connector. Obviously, asti is adhyaharana. So tvadanta shabda. Okay, that was interesting. So we should look to see. See, tava antam. Tava antam. So it is a your end. So it is a shashti tatpurusha. Correct. Tvadante. Tvadantam tasmin tvadante. Tasmin being kalavachaka at the end, your end. Okay. And then bhuta anukampa is easy. Bhuteshu anukampa. Okay. So the empathy upon the bhutas. So bhuteshu anukampa. Saptami tatpurusha. Bhuta anukampa. They have I think missed a few. So I have tried to, with my best knowledge, do a few. Swastimati they have not bothered. Okay. Swastimati. Swastihi asyaha asti iti swastimati. This is a matup. It's not a samasa. This is a matup pratyaya, taddita pratyaya called matup, and that is in stri using neep stri pratyaya. Swastiman would be purusha form. Swastimati is stri form. How did mati come from mat pratipadika? Swastimat is the pratipadika. Swastimat plus neep is swastimati. Okay. Don't worry about neep, at least remember that this is a matup type. Swastimati. Okay, taddita.
ಅದು ಈಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿಮತಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆನಾ?
ಅದೇ ಅದು ನೀಪ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಂಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಈತ್ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಲ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಯ. ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 6 or 7 ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಯಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಂ ನಾತಃ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾತಃ. Okay, so this is He Prajanatha. Sambodhana Pratama has a samasta, so I brought. So how do you bring Sambodhana Pratama? You do this way, He Prajanatha, like that you bring the thing. Okay, you cannot say Tasmin. You just shouldn't just put He also. It's better to put the actual Sambodhana form. He Prajanatha, Sambodhana Pratama. Shashti Tat Purusha, Prajanam Natha. Okay, and then Upaplavaha. Upa plus plu gatau. The dhatu is plu gatau. This one, this level you don't need to go. Okay, I am just doing for our knowledge. This Prajanatha should have been done by them. They missed it, so that is useful to do samasa analysis. Okay, this Upaplava and all is Vyutpatti stuff. You don't need to go behind that at this level. But out of curiosity we are doing. So Upa plus plu gatau, and there is up krit pratyaya. Apparently, of course, I needed to dig this up. It's not as if I knew. Okay, but interesting. So upaplavaha, up generates this from plu dhatu, this plava sound. Okay, krit nitya pumsi rahugraha himsa. Okay, so plavaha is a title for our rahugraha. I don't mean any person in India, I mean the actual shadow that comes over moon and sun, rahugraha. Okay, we have other rahus here. Tebhyaha upaplavebhyaha, from those upaplavas, panchami bahuvachana. Interesting, plava shabda, and what it actually means as a rudi artha is for rahugraha or generally for himsa, which is the meaning taken here. And apparently nitya pumsi, something like that. Interesting. Okay, so with that we finished that verse.
There is a word called upadrava also.
Upadrava,
right?
correct. Upadrava.
Similar to
that is also similar, correct. I don't know why. It will be interesting to understand what dhatu generates the drava. Drava normally alone means liquid, but there may be some other sense of that. Yes, Bhagini?
Sir, Viplava also, Viplav.
Viplava, yeah, Upaplava, Viplava. A few of the Upasargas sometimes combine to give similar meaning. Sometimes they give different. The Upasargas are very, very tough to get one single grasp. The Upa behaves one way in one dhatu, another way in another dhatu. So there are actually beautiful Panditya books, Panditas who have written. There is one Upasarga, some Manjari, something like that, which has a huge collection of meanings of Upasargas with different dhatus, etc. Upasargartha Manjari, something like that is there. I think it's from Tamil Nadu School of Samskritam. Okay, very interesting book that is. I have a PDF of that, but very tough read. It's difficult to remember. It's only good as a reference book when we don't understand something. Rudi Bala is very important. All this you cannot technically come there to the meaning. Rudi Bala, that means over time, having seen it in hundreds of verses and using it, then only you internalize that word. Luckily, Upaplava, etc. are there in Kannada usage. In High Kannada, we do use such words. Upadrava, Upaplava, we use them. So we are familiar already through Kannada. And similarly, you guys will be familiar through your mother tongues. Okay, let us read the 3 verses once before we move on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Adhandakaram girigahvaranam damstram mayukaihi shakalani kurvan bhuyah sa bhuteshwara parvavarti kinchid vihasyarthapatim babashe. Ekatapatram jagatah prabhutvam navam vayah kantamidam vapuscha अल्पस्य हेतोर बहुहातुमिच्छन् विचारमूढ़ः प्रतिवासि मेत्वम् भूतानुकंपा तव चेदियं गौरेका भवेत् स्वस्तिमती त्वदन्ते जीवन पुनः शश्वदुपप्लवेभ्यः प्रजाः प्रजानाथ पितेव पासि. सम्यक्. After knowing the meaning, the shloka is so much easier to read. So, Samskrita Sahitya Parichaya. We have come to last couple of sections. So, let's quickly go through what they explain here. Here, they are teaching us about Khandakavya and Dutakavya styles in the Samskrita Sahitya Vangmaya. So, Khandakavyam, Dutakavyam, and one example, Meghadutam, little bit they have spoken about. Okay. And then they go into Granthakara Parichaya, they go into Kalidasa. We are using a lot of Kalidasa in Kovida, so it's good. And then Bharavi, and then Magha and Sri Harsha. These characters are the ones that we will look at. So let's go through them now. How are we doing on time? Yeah, good. So before our water break, we should be able to do this and couple more points. Khandakavyani, Dutakavyani. So the name itself says a lot. Khanda means a piece. Okay. Khandanam means opposing or making a piece, something like that. So let us see what the exact meaning will be. Then Duta means a courier or a messenger type of thing. So messenger, where a messenger is involved, obviously for a Virahayukta Mahila or a Purusha to convey the message to the other party. So typically tends to be that. But what is beauty of Duta Kavya is it is a lot about the Dutas traverse across the region, spanning a large portion of India. So it tends to bring out the geographical description of each city along the way, or a river, or a Tirtha Kshetra, etc. So the Kavi spend a lot of time explaining the characteristics of this region from the mouth of the Viraha Purusha to the Duta, as if the Viraha Purusha is telling Duta, such and such place there, go there, cross, don't spend too much time there, you don't forget my Priya, Rashan from there, this kind of things. Okay. Then Khanda Kavya, we'll see. Khanda Kavyam, Samskrita Padya. Okay, somebody is not. Okay, I muted. Okay, Samskrita Padya Kavyasya Aparaha Prabhedaha Khanda Kavyam. One of the divisions of Samskrita Kavya Prapancha is Khanda Kavya. Khanda Kavyam Swarupena Bhavagitam Iva. So by its own form it is like Bhavagita. Bhavagita means it's a singing of somebody's emotion, that kind of thing. Okay. Mahakavye iva Kandakavye Sarga Sankhya Vishaye Shloka Sankhya Vishaye va kopi niyamaha nasti. For something to be called Mahakavya, there is a Sarga requirement, right? There has to be so many Sargas. It has to be either about a Vamsha or about an entire lifetime of a king. Various things, what kind of Nayaka, what kind, all those things are required for a Mahakavya. It's not easy to qualify as a Mahakavya. It has to have thousands of shlokas spread over more than a dozen Sargas, etc. So, for example, Raghuvamsha is a Mahakavya for that reason. Of course, not just the quantity and the size, even the quality of the verses matter to be called as Mahakavya. Okay, so I cannot write something and start calling it any. It has to become Mahakavya by other Panditas appreciating it. But in Khanda Kavya, there is no such Sarga Sankhya Vishayaka Niyama, Shloka Sankhya Vishayaka Niyama. Okay, not there. So, okay, Kopi Niyamaha Nasti. Keshuchit Kavyeshu Panchashaha Shlokaha Bhaveyuho. Keshuchit Shat Sapta Shatam Shlokaha Bhaveyuho. So, in some, maybe just a few decades, Panchashaha in the sense not exactly 5, but it's a figure of speech. Handful. Read it as handful. Okay. Keshuchit kavyeshu panchashaha shlokaha bhaveyuho. Keshuchit shat sapta shatam shlokaha bhaveyuho. Why the shat sapta satam is important is the Bhagavad Gita size roughly. Okay. I don't think anybody is calling Bhagavad Gita as Khanda Kavya. It rises above all this. It's part of a itihasa. It's also Bhagavad Vani, so we don't want to give it a Laukika name like Khanda Kavya and all that. Anyway, Sat Shapta Satam Shatam Shlokaha Bhaveyuhu. So 700.
Arya, this Bhaveyuhu means exactly what's the meaning?
Bhavet Bhaveyuhu. Plurality.
Plurality. Okay. Plural is it?
Plural. Okay. Shlokeshu Parasparam Sambandaha Avashyakaha. Can you mute back, sir, after unmuting?
Yeah, sorry.
Because sometimes coughing and all that comes through. Shlokeshu parasparam sambandaha avashyakaha ityapi nasti. So there is no need that the individual shlokas of this Kandakavya have some kind of storyline. Only when there is a storyline, there is a relationship between them, right? So that means you can create a Muktaka shloka set into a Kandakavya. I mean individually meaningful shloka sets. Okay, like short story types. Pratyekam shlokaha api pruthak kavyamiva rasabhavadi paripurnaha bhavati. But to claim the title of Khanda Kavya, even to remain in the mouth of people over time, it has to have rasa, bhava, etc. Okay, so it has to have its beauty. So pratyekam shlokaha api pruthak kavyamiva rasabhavadi paripurnaha bhavati. Shringaraha, decorativeness, nitihi, teaching ability, bhaktihi, faith in the eternal, dharmaha, the way of life, sandeshaha, the messages, niti can include. Okay, ityadayaha vishayaha khandakavyeshu varnitaha drishyante. Sandeshaha is basically in the Meghaduta Sandesha, Mega Sandesha types. Okay. Of course, the verses will contain all those other things. Khandakavyeshu varnitaha drishyante. So fairly straightforward. It's more about comparing against Mahakavya, telling that there isn't any restriction on number of shlokas. It can be few, it can be hundreds, probably not very massive. Okay, and there is no need for a consistent storyline, though many do carry a storyline within them. But each individual shloka has to be colorful and with all the good alankaras, and then it should have this rasas and messages. Okay. Prasiddhani kanichit kandakavyani. Okay, a few famous ones. Meghadutam Rutusamharaha iti Kalidasasya, Gatha Saptashayi Shati iti Halarajaha. Prayah this is a Bauddhika grantha. Arya Saptashati iti Govardhanaha. Shringara Shatakam Bhartrihari, very famous. Bhartrihari has three Shatakams: Shringara Shatakam, Niti Shatakam, and what is the other one?
Vairagya
Shatakam. Thanks, Swarya. So Shringara, Niti and Vairagya Shatakam. So he's very famous. He's done a lot of other work. Very prolific author. But he's famous for these Shatakas. Anyway, then Amaru Shatakam, Amarukaha. This is not Amarakosha. This is different. Okay, Amaru Shatakam. Bhamini Vilasaha Jagannathaha. So we are familiar little bit with this, having come across Jagannatha and Bhamini Vilasa name when we studied one of his verses in the, I think, Subhashita side. Okay, very nice. Okay, and very, very Arvachena, just few hundred years ago, this one. Okay, Hamsa Sandeshaha. How in India, a few hundred years ago is Arvachina, not Prachina. Basic. Prasiddhani kanichit Duta Kavyani. So, Hamsa Sandeshaha, Vedanta Deshikaha. Okay, he Vedanta Desika from the Ramanuja Paddhati school, very prolific Sanskrit scholar. In addition to very high scholarly Adhyatmic texts, etc., he has also delved into the Sandesha Kavya using his Kavitva. So, Hamsa Sandesha. Okay, there is a temple for Vedanta Deshika in Melukotai in Mandya district, in the hill town. Okay, in addition to, of course, Narayana temple and Narsimha temple, etc., over there, there is also a Vedanta Deshika sthala. Okay, Pavana Dutam Dhoyi Kavihi. What a name! Dhoyi Kavihi, Pavana Dutam, Chandra Dutam, Jambu Kavihi, Ghatakarparaha, Ghatakarparaha. Okay, Kavihi api, Kavyam api Samanan Nama Astu. Atra Meghadutam api Dutakavyameva. Yadyapi Kandakavyeshu tatra Suchitam asti, Dutakavyameva tadapi. Yadyapi atra na likitam asti, atra Suchitam asti. Astu. This picture is actually about Meghadutam only. It's about that Yaksha, clouds around him, trying to talk to the clouds, describe his viraha and the path, etc. It's like as if he's scribbling on a rock to tell the Megha. Anyway, so good art by someone. So Duta Kavyam. Khandakavyasya eva aparaha prabhedaha Duta Kavyam. Pashyatu. Khandakavyasya eva aparaha prabhedaha Duta Kavyam. I mean, say sub nomenclature under Khandakavya. Duta Kavyam. Ishtam janam prati Dutadvara Sandesha Preshanameva Atratyam Vaishishyam. So, towards somebody that you desire to communicate with through a messenger, sending of the message is the special thread, overarching thread inside a Duta Kavya Vaishishyam. Ramayane Ramaha Sitam Prati Anjaneya Dvara Sandesham Preshayati. I mean, we know that for a fact. Nalaha Damayantim Prati Hamsadvara Sandesham Preshayati. This first line, Ramayane Ramaha Sitam Prati, it is not as if Ramayana has a Duta Kavya inside, but Vedanta Desika, his Hamsa Sandesha is about that. Okay, so he takes off from Valmiki's descriptions to colorfully create a Duta Kavya around that whole process. So traverse from across the ocean, etc. must be described. Nalaha Damayantim Prati Hamsadvara Sandesham Preshayati. Okay, this is the most famous Duta Kavya, which is Meghaduta. Okay, this is the picture is about that. Etasmat Sandesha Preshana Vyavaharat Prabhavitah San Kalidasaha Meghadutam Likitavan iti Pratibhati. The storyline is not Kalidasa's, it is part of Nala Akhyana comes as part of Mahabharata. So based on that he has created his masterpiece. Okay, so Meghadutatah artat tasmat eva Duta Kavyanam Arambah Jataha iti Vaktum Shakyate. It's like the precursor to all the Duta Kavya Parampara. So Kalidasa created a new genre. How do you say in English? Genre, I think. So he created a new genre with his powerful work. Meghadutam Khandakavyasya Udaharanam iti Purvam Suchitamasti. Duta Kavyam Khandakavyasya eva Anyah Prabedah iti Karanatah Tatrapi Tasya Nama Likitam. So that missing here, but we should include Meghaduta here also. Okay, first we should include it because the protagonist. Okay, Meghadutam Kaschit Yakshaha Shapavashat Swapriyayaha Bahudure Ramagiryashrame Nivasati. Kaschit Yakshaha, a particular Yaksha. Yakshas, as you know Kubera's followers, you can call it as a sub-devas. Okay, so they are living happily in Alakapuri, close to Kailasa. Kubera is a close friend of Shiva and all that is there in color in Puranas. So, okay, so a certain Yaksha, so imagine one side Kubera and his followers are living in complete riches and the other side Shiva in absolute simplicity. Interesting contrast. Anyway, Kaschit Yakshaha Shapavashat Swapriyayaha Bahudure Ramagiryashrame Nivasati. Here Priyayaha Bahudure is Panchami application. Okay, so due to Shapa, actually Kubera Shapa, this particular Yaksha due to Kubera Shapa is living far away from his beloved at a place which is Ramagiri. I mean historically where Rama had also roamed, I guess, during his traverse to look for Sita. Okay, Ashadha Masasya Arambhe Megham Drishtva Saha Virahoktkantitaha Bhavati. So the beginning of prior to the rainy season, so he sees a cloud and obviously moonlight, cloud, Vasanta Kala, all those are kind of especially if you are not near your beloved, then it is a reason for viraha. So utkantitaha, he comes overcome, means his neck is bursting with that viraha sense. Okay, tam meghameva dutam krutva tadvara priyayai sandesham preshayati saha. So he makes the cloud only his duta. Now just recently our Guruvarya has started this whole Meghadutam he has gone through, and very extensively over several months we have understood that almost word by word. There is nowhere a single word told by Megha to the Yaksha. Okay, the whole Meghaduta is simply one-way street. Yaksha yaps and yaps and yaps and yaps. Nowhere it is said anywhere Megha responds this way, that way. So Megha is like a passive Duta there, and nothing. Even Kalidasa ends the whole Kavya with the Sandesha only. Actually what ensues he doesn't touch. Actually, does Megha go? Does he meet the Yakshini? Does he convey the message? What happens? Does he bring back any specific message? So what has happened is, by leaving the suspense, Kalidasa created a whole host of other kavis to imagine that return trip and actual trip of the Megha, what ensued, etc., and write their kavya around that. So it's very interesting. Okay, but even in Kalidasa there is a Purva Megha, Uttara Megha portion. Etc. Anyway, but even post Uttara Megha, something like that, people have written. Okay, tam meghameva dutam krutva tadvara priyaye sandesham preshayati saha Ramagiritaha Alakanagarim prati. See Alakanagari. See, Alakanagarim prati, Alakapuri, Alakanagari, prati Gamanamargasya marge sthitanam nagaranam nadinam janapadanam cha varnanam. Janapada means citizenry, okay, kingdom. Varnanam patnim prati sandesha nirupanam. Actually, tirtha stalanam. That also we should add. Tirtha stalanam. Nadi includes that kind of. Okay. So patnim prati sandesha nirupanam cha ativa manohara shailya atra nirupitam asti. Okay. That is indeed true. Every single verse was a painting. That much can be definitely agreed. Having gone through it word by word. As a shishya, of course. It's every shloka is like a painting. Meghadootasya shailya सौंदर्येण च प्रभाविताः सन्तः बहवः अनन्तरं दूतकाव्यानि रचितवन्तः. Even extending Kalidasa's work. Okay, so that is that. Let us now come to Granthakara Parichaya. So what all we learnt in the Khandakavya, Dutakavya? Khandakavya compared to Mahakavya, it doesn't have Sargabandha. It is having from few to maybe few hundred shlokas. It doesn't need to be a single storyline. There can be individual verses with meaningful, but the verses have to have beauty of rasa, bhava and shringara, niti, bodha, bhakti, etc. such matters. This much you can say about Khandakavya. One of the important type of Khandakavya is a Dutakavya, which is about a Priya sending message to Priyatama, or the otherwise potentially Priyatama sending a message to Priya. I don't know whether such kavyas are also there. It will be interesting to see if somebody attempted that. Okay, and most famous is of course Meghadutam in that, and there are many others. Hamsa Sandesha of Vedanta Deshika. Here in Samskritam it is Deshika. Okay, he has another name, Venkatadri, some such name.
Venkatanatha.
Venkatanatha, Dhanyavada Bhagini. But Vedanta Deshika is his Kavya Nama. They all chose a Kavya Nama, and he signs off his work as Vedanta Deshika. Beautiful name. Okay. Then few other names were there. Difficult to remember. Meghadutam of Kalidasa, Rutu Samhara, try to remember as a Khandakavya. That should be easy enough. And if you can remember a few more, it will be nice. Shringara Shatakam of Bhartruhari should be easy. Bhamini Vilasa of Jagannatha we have touched enough. So we should be able to remember 3-4 out of this. So always, not everything, at least if you can remember a subset, that will come in handy for you, because questions may come. Or you may, when Khandakavya Vishaye Likatu iti asti chet tatra udaharana rupena etadapi lekitum shaknumaha. Varya, prashnaha?
Varya, just one small doubt. See, Krishna also went as a Duta, no, on behalf of Pandavas. Is there any Khandakavya based on that?
Good question. I don't know, Varya. I wish I had the Panditya to give you correct indications. But it's an interesting thing. But his Dautya is not about so much about other colors. It's about, see, Mahabharata is very story focused. So I don't think Vyasa would spend too much time going into nature description like Kalidasa.
Yeah.
But others could potentially use that.
Then it is the letter of Rukmani.
Bhagini?
Letter of Rukmani, which is a Sandesha starting as Bhuvana Sundara.
Oh, there is one around Krishna. Bhuvana Sandesha, va?
Bhuvana Sundara is the start.
Bhuvana Sandara.
She writes a love letter to Krishna and sends it through Uddhava.
Uddhava. Oh.
That is a very popular work, Mahodaya.
Oh, very good. Uddhava is a court minister of Krishna.
And relative, everything.
And a relative. Yes, very good. Okay. Jnana Vriddha Uddhavaha. Somewhere we are read in Shiksha, I think. I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So, kindly mute back, sir. Yeah. So, Samskrita Granthakara Parichayaha. Kalidasaha. Important guy. I mean, sometimes if we don't actually take the rasasvada by directly reading, no, we think, what these people are hyping, etc. But he's good. He's damn good. Okay, and just in this particular Kovida only, we have been reading his Raghuvamsha verses. beautifully constructed. It's not like easy, we can't get up and write even one of those. So there is something to be amazed by. So he doesn't disappoint us. His fame is true. Varakavihi कविकुल गुरुः इति प्रसिद्धस्य कालिदासस्य कालः देशः व्यक्तित्वम् इत्यादीनां विषये निर्णेतुं योग्यं प्रमाणं न लभ्यते. What is new? Same statement you can put for everybody. Sad. केषाञ्चन विदुषाम् अभिप्रायः यत् सः चतुर्थशतके आसीदिति. So at least 1500-1600 years ago. तस्य काव्येषु उज्जयिन्याः वर्णनम् अधिकं दृश्यते इति कारणतः तस्य जन्मस्थलम् उज्जयिनी स्यादिति अभिप्रायः अस्ति. Usually we this is the strongest proof. When he describes a particular place colorfully, it must be the affection he has and the deep knowledge he has of that region. So that's what they have concluded, that Ujjayini is the potential Janmasthala of this guy, or it belongs there. Kalidasah Raghuvansham Kumarasambhavam iti Mahakavyadvayam Rutusamharam Meghadutam iti Khandakavyadvayam Malavikagnimitram Vikramorvashiyam Abhignana Shakuntalam iti Natakatrayam cha likitavan. So important sentence. I should have put a highlight around this. So remember, two Mahakavyas. What a achievement. Raghuvamsha Kumarasambhava. And remember the linga. Raghuvamsham Kumarasambhavam. Then Mahakavyadvayam. Rutusamharam is written here. There Rutusamharaha was there. So now looks like dual usage is there. It comes in Pullinga and Strilinga. So Rutusamharam Meghadutam iti Khandakavyadvayam Malavikagnimitram Vikramorvashiyam Abhignana Shakuntalam iti Natakatrayam. This is where conversational with scenery, etc. I mean, change of scene, beautiful compositions. This shows this. There was actually troops in ancient India. There used to be famous troops going around from town to town across kingdoms also to play their natakas, to play their rupakas. They used to call them, of course. Then, okay, yeah, Bhagini.
Rupakas, sir. These are Rupakas.
Rupakas. Natakatrayam is written in Laukika Shaili. Rupakatrayam, we should say in Samskrita Shastriya way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that which is displayed, not heard or read. Yeah. Okay. Enacted, I should say, not displayed. Enacted. Yeah. Likitavan. So let us remember. Raghuvamsham Kumarasambhavam Mahakavyeshu Meghadutam Rutusamharam Khandakavyeshu Malavikagnimitram Vikramorvashiyam Abhignana Shakuntalam iti Rupakatrayam atava Natakatrayam cha likitavan. Nataka is a prabheda of Rupaka. Okay. Kavitvam Shastrajnanam Lokanubhavaha Etesham Trayanamapi Sundaraha Samanvayah Kalidasasya Kritishu Drishyate. Kavitvam, I mean the mastery over meters. I mean he doesn't tire of deploying different vrittas. Okay. Raghuvamsha, for example, he keeps switching the meter from sarga to sarga. Okay. And he follows the rules. The sargante, one or two shlokas at the end of each sarga, he will switch the meter to indicate I am ending this sarga, like that. Very good, technically complete kavitva. To follow the, what is the very definition of kavya, he has done that. Shastrajnanam, and very few arsha prayogas. You cannot say anywhere Kalidasa has exceeded Panini's rules. Okay. One or two places potentially, as we understand Panini today, and as is here, you can say, oh, there is a little bit of arsha prayoga here, like that. Okay. Shastrajnanam, oh, definitely. Dharma Shastra and all that bodha is embedded in his kavya here and there. Then Lokanubhavaha, I mean the experience of the real world. Because, I mean, this fellow has to be a rasika to describe the way he describes romance, beauty of ladies, etc. He doesn't stop short anywhere. Okay. No full stops for kavis. There is a saying in Samskrita that kavis are even greater than Brahma because they can imagine things that Brahma couldn't. Okay, all right. So that's a good word actually. There is a verse around that, I have forgotten. So etesham trayanaamapi sundarah samanvayah kalidasasya kritishu drishyate. Bharatiyanam utkrishta jivana parampara api tasu pratibambita asti. Definitely very colorful description of the way people lived and the world, the liberal environment that existed. Today we have a highly restrictive type of outlook, really, due to, of course, various pillages that took place. India has been driven into this mode. Actually, the society was much more just and liberal there. There was more freedom. Okay. Bharatiyanam utkrishta jivana parampara api tasu prathibimbita asti. Atyantam, what is the time? Yeah, we do have. Atyantam samuchitayaha upamayaha nibandhane Kalidasaha ativa nipunaha. He is extremely expert in composing similes. Okay, with proper sense, not some random simile. Similes which make sense to us today and we clap. Okay, ativa nipunaha. Tasya sarvasu kritishu eshaha amshaha sputham drishyate. He is a king of similes. Upama Kalidasasya iti uktihi tu suprasiddha eva. So remember this, Upama Kalidasasya. There is actually a whole verse. Upama Kalidasasya bharave hartagauravam mage santitrayo gunaha. Something like that. Let us see if I have typed it up somewhere. Na kevalam Samskrita sahityam apitu samagram Bharatiya sahityam eva Kalidasat prabhavitam asti iti vaktum shakyate. So not just the Samskrita sahitya, even the other language sahityas, sahitya of the India in other Prakrita languages which people spoke commonly in addition to Sanskritam, all of them are influenced by Kalidasa's powerful oratory and kavyatva in his creation. Ataha eva saha vastutaha kavikula guruhu. So he teaches how to be high on a high pedestal with kavya. Okay, so we will read Bharavi also. So a lot of these pictures are actually another great personality of India called Raja Ravivarma, a Keralite king, Vamshaja. May not be an actual king, maybe in that Vamsha. So he was a great artist in the British era. Basically lithographist. He could do litho work and all that. So tons of his paintings have become very famous lithographs, and they adorn the households all over South India for sure. His Lakshmi, his Saraswati, and his what you call the great composer the Telugu composer Tyagaraja. So all those photos adorn the Garbhagudis of every home. So even mine. So he didn't restrict himself to painting only God characters, and his shaili is so famous many others have mimicked it. So this is typical in his shaili. This is Abhignana Shakuntala depiction by, I think, Ravi Verma and all that. Okay, something about Ravi Verma we have to remember. One of his proteges is a great Carnatic singer now, some Verma. Somebody here know the person who sings beautifully Carnatic? One Verma. I forget his name. Rama Verma, something like that, right? He's a very, very beautiful teacher also. There are lots of YouTube videos where he teaches young children with in a brilliant way. One of my nieces went under tutelage for him for one of the ragas, and that video I was thoroughly impressed by how well he teaches. Rama Verma, Pandita Rama Verma. He's a brilliant Carnatic musician. I mean, some of these guys you have to clap because they are like God has graced them through the whole Vamsha, such talent. Anyway, Bharavehe Janmanama Damodaraha Etasya Pita Narayana Swami iti. Damodaraha Chalukya Rajyasya Vishnuvardhanasya Mitram Asit. Vishnuvardhana was Bitti Deva, earlier Karnataka Pradesheshu. So under the Chalukya kingdoms. Okay, so he's a friend. That means when Chalukyas were ruling in some portions, Vishnuvardhana was ruling that. Then his friend was Damodara. Okay, So let us see. So Bharavi was Damodara Janma Nama. Bharavi must have been the Kavya Nama. Just they say even Kalidasa is a Kavya Nama. Anyway, Chalukya Rajasya Vishnuvardhanasya Mitram Asit. Yeshah Gangarajasya Durvinitasya Asthane. Gangarajasya Durvinitasya Asthane. Pallavarajyasya Simha Vishnoho Asthane cha Kanchit Kalam Asit Ityapi Jnayate. Now suddenly you see so much available around Bharavi. For Kalidasa we had zero knowledge. There are a lot of stories, of course, Bhoja Raja and all that. What to believe we don't know. But Navaratna, he was one of the Navaratnas in Bhoja's kingdom. All those things are told. But
So
they have
Vikramaditya, no?
Vikramaditya, yeah. Sometimes Bhoja's name comes, sometimes Vikramaditya. Yeah, I think Vikramaditya's 9 Navaratnas, correct.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So
Bhoja is the place of birth. That is the Rajya of Bhoja. Then Vikramaditya is the greater king. Bhoja is a subjugated.
subjugate. Oh, okay. So both are there in the picture. Good. Subjugate in the sense friendly nation, let us call it. Using the subjugate word is a little bit incorrect. There was a neat way of living calmly and doing progressive things like Kavya rather than fighting and flowing blood like we are doing nowadays still. Okay. So very interesting. So Damodara is his name. His father is Narayana Swami, and Damodara was a friend of Vishnuvardhana, none other than Vishnuvardhana. You know how famous Vishnuvardhana is. All the Hoysala kingdoms etc. are all attributed to that kingdom. Okay. Eshah Gangarajasya Durvinitasya Asthane Pallavarajyasya Simha Vishnoho Asthane cha Kanchit Kalam Asit iti Jnayate. Kristasaka Shashte Shatake Bharavihi Asit in the 6th century. So maybe this Vishnuvardhana is not the Bittideva Vishnuvardhana. Then I am mistaken. Because Bittideva Vishnuvardhana was more towards 9th century. More towards Ramanujacharya's time frame. 9th, 10th century. So may not be this fellow. Okay. Sometimes names repeat, you know. We have to be careful. Because I think Hoysalas and Chalukyas may not have been in the same time. Anyway, Kiratarjuniyam, I am not very strong with all this. But today we have great remnants of these empires, are some of the beautiful temples and palaces left with us still. If we can preserve them for another century, we would have done well. I don't see much future. Kiratarjuniyam Bharavehe Suvikyatam Kavyam. महाभारते विद्यमानं एव कथावस्तु स्वीकृत्य नपुंसक कथावस्तु स्वीकृत्य भारविः एतत् महाकाव्यं रचितवान् अस्ति. So it's a story picked up from Mahabharata, one of the upakhyanas of Mahabharata, where Arjuna is related to Arjunas, and Kirata here is referring to Shiva in the dress of a Kirata, something like that. Maybe it's a messenger that was sent, etc. Anyway, Kirata Arjuniyam. Okay, so basically it's the war between Shiva and Arjuna. Not war, I should say a fight. Yeah. Svikritya Bharavihi etat mahakavyam rachitavan asti. A friendly fight. Vishishtartha garbitanam vakyanam prayoge Bharavihi atyantam nipunaha. So he embeds very secretive special meanings. Artha garbha means filled with meanings in his kavya. Hitam manohari cha durlabham vachah sahasa vidadhita na kriyam ityadayah tasya prayogaha etam abhiprayam samartayanti. So when the pandits say, you know, constructions like hitam manohari cha durlabham vachah sahasa vidadhita na kriyam, some things like that are beautiful constructs they are saying. Bharavehe arthagauravam iti uktihi api vimarshaka loke means commentators world. Okay, prasiddha Bharavehe arthagauravam iti ekameva mahakavyam likhitva api. There's only one thing we have from Bharavi, this Kiratarjuniyam. Ekameva mahakavyam likhitva api Bharavihi, at least that's what remains with us. Swakavitvena pandityena varnana kaushalena cha kavi prapanche vishishtam sthanam praptavan. So with his panditya, descriptive style and his oratory skills in kavya, he has a special place. Bharavi, Kiratarjuniyam, another Mahakavya. Okay. All right. So we will take a break now. So take a 5-minute water break, 4 minutes water break, 12:04, 12:08, 12:09. We will restart and continue the learning. Thank you.
Recording stop.
Okay. Welcome back. So let us read about two more kavis. Magha, Gurjara deshasya rajnyah Varmalatasya mantri Suprabhadevah. Such a rare name nowadays, Suprabha. Beautiful name. Okay. Gurjara deshasya rajnyah, of the king of Gurjara Pradesha, Gurjara kingdom, Shrivarmalatasya mantri Suprabhadevah. Prabhu is used, Prabhadeva is used less. Okay. Suprabhadevasya pautraha Magaha iti shruyate. So mantri putraha. Suprabhadevasya pautraha, grandson, Magaha iti shruyate. Kristashaka saptame shatake saha asit iti vidusham abhiprayah. Conclude the 7th century. All are 1300, 1400, 1500. There is actually also a golden era around 500, 600 years ago, during the last few kingdoms, Vijayanagara, etc. Okay, Magaha Bharavehe Anantara Kalinaha. Definitely he is after Bharavi. That much is clear from the way in which we see. Shishupala Vadham Maghena Virachitam Advitiyam Mahakavyam. So Shishupala Vadham. So far we have encountered Kalidasa's 2 Mahakavyas and Bharavi's 1 Mahakavya, which is Kiratarjuniyam. And now Magha's Shishupala Vadha. So Magha comes into the picture as the 3rd Kavi. Shishupala Vadham Maghena Virachitam Advitiyam Mahakavyam. Bharavehe Kiratarjuniyam Parishilya Tat Sadrishameva Kavyam Lekhaniyam iti Buddhya eva Magaha Shishupala Vadham Rachitavan iti bhasate. Those who know to read with such depth conclude that this Kiratarjuniya has been studied in depth by Magha, and he has tried to stylize Shishupala Vadha to try and meet the standards of Kiratarjuniya, etc. Yataha bahushu amsheshu Kiratarjuniyasya samyam etasmin kavye drishyate. Certain similarities are seen, I think, in the style and usage of alankaras and vakya rachana, artha gauravatva, etc. like that, phraseologies. That's what. Okay. Magaha Rajaniti Visharadaha. So he is an expert in Arthashastra, Rajaniti. Alankara Shastre, Vyakarana Shastre cha tasya mahat pandityam asit. These two, this Alankara Shastra and Vyakarana Shastra, and of course Bhasha Saushtava comes from Vyakarana Shastra, was a common trait for not just Kavis. For example, even if you take Shushruta and such Ayurvedic Granthas from Ayurvedic Vaidyas, enormous Panditya is seen in their Kavya also, not just material details of the technical world. Okay, that's what I am surprised by, how all these guys were actually Kavis in their own right, in addition to their particular scientific knowledge. Or for example, Panini, okay, for grammar itself. Alankara Shastre Vyakarana Shastre cha tasya mahat pandityam asit. Swakiyasya nana vishayakasya aparasya cha jnanasya pradarshanam kritavan asti saha Shishupala Vadhe. So he has outlined his enormous command over various domains in Alankara, Vyakarana, Rajaniti, etc. He has embedded that into Shishupala Vadha. Okay. Nutana Shabdanam Prayoge api saha atyantam nipunaha. So he uses lot of new coinages. gives birth to a lot of new coinages. Of course, Samskrita has the power to generate words, but until some people start using them, that doesn't go into Rudhi Bala. So he brought into Rudhi many new words. Okay. Shabdanam akshayah sangraha eva tasmin asit iti vaktum shakyate. So he almost had a unlimited ability to compose. Sorry, I got a spam call that I need to deal with. Okay. Bharavihi iva Magaha api ekameva mahakavyam likitva api mahakavi padavim praptavan. Padam atava padavim praptavan. So even he is at least we only have one of his works remaining. Thankfully, entire Shishupala Vadha is available to us. Okay. So I found
there is one thing called Mage Santi
Trayoguna, like that. Correct. I think he has Alankara ability, Artha Gaurava, and one more thing of some other Kavi. Dandina Padalalityam. Correct. So Upama Kalidasasya Dandinaha Padalalityam and Bharaveha Artha Gauravam Mage Santi Trayogunaha. Some combination of this is the this thing verse. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Magha.
Maghe, Mege, something like that, right? Some other phrase is there. Maghe, Meghe, something like that. Gatam Vayaha. Maghe, Meghe, Gatam Vayaha. It's so tough that we can spend a lifetime reading them. Okay. So, what I was most surprised, pleasantly surprised, I should say, is I found a stamp in the name of Magha. Mahakavi Magha. So, okay. As late as 2009. So, clap, whoever thought. Of course, they imagined him to be somebody that is less important to me than the fact that he deserves a stamp for sure. So, Kalidasa has a stamp, so this guy also has a stamp. Good. I mean, now we can't produce these stamps. It's gone. Out of window. Out of luck. There are only certain characters we can put in stamps now. Sriharshaha. Sriharshaha Kanyakubjasya Kannauj Kanyakubjasya Nrupasya Vijayachandrasya Asthana Vidwan Asit. Oh, okay. Sriharshaha Kanyakubjasya Vijayachandrasya Asthana Vidwan Asit. Okay. Vijayachandrasya Putrasya Jayantachandrasya Asthane api saha Asit iti shruyate. So he was lucky enough to be in two kings under two successive kings. Tasya pita Sriharihi, his father Srihari, Sriharsha Srihari. Mata Mamalla Devi. Oh, Mamalla Devi. What's it? It sounds like a southern name. Interesting. Okay, Mamalla Devi. Sriharsha Dvadasha Shatake Asit. 12th century. Much more closer to our era we are coming. Tarka Vyakarana Vedantadishu Shastreshu Sriharsha Uddama Panditaha. So he was very good with Tarka Shastra, which is Nyaya Shastra, Vyakarana and Vedanta. So good, great triad of knowledge. Sarvani api Puranani Saha Samyak Janati Sma. Because we see, how they conclude this sentence is because they see quotes from various Puranas in his works. Okay. Sriharshena Rachitam Mahakavyam Naishadhiya Charitam. Naishadhiya Charita. So Nishada Dhesha Rajanam Artat Nalasya. Api. So Nala Damayantyoho Katha Atra Vardita Asti. So it's a Upakhyana in Nala Damayanti thing is probably an Upakhyana, is one of the characters that he has dealt with in the Mahakavya, Naishadhiya Charitam. So we now encountered one more Mahakavya, Pancha Mahakavya, right? Kalidasas too. We saw one of Magha and one of Bharavi. So 4. So the 5th one has come here, Sriharsha. So 4 Kavis, 5 Mahakavyas. We have come to that point here. Sriharshena Rachitam Mahakavyam Naishadhiya Charitam Nala Damayantyoho Katha Atra Varnita Asti. Sriharsasya Bhasha Atyantam Praudha. Praudha in the sense of very high stature, very mature language, not Balisha. Okay. Shabda Karkashata Duruhya Kalpana Artha Klishtata Shlesha Priyata Cha Naishadhiya Charite Sarvatra Drishyate. So This is interesting why they use the word karkasha here. Harshness of words is how we would literally translate this, but I guess you should take it as tough words. Okay, toughness of words. Duruhya kalpana, very difficult to imagine scenarios he has imagined. Okay, artha klishtata, very hard to get to the tatparya of what he is trying to say. Means it takes a certain climbing to get to the meaning. Shlesha priyata, so one word it takes different meanings. That's where artha klishtata also would come in there, I guess, when shleshas are there. So shlesha priyata cha naishadiya charite sarvatra drishyate. So I think he focuses on there is something called 3 layers of meaning: vachyartha, lakshyartha and vyangyartha, like that. So with shlesha they can achieve great vyangyas if they have the shlesha usage of words. Sriharshaha anyan api kanchit granthan likitavan iti ullekah drishyate parantu te sarve na upalabhyante. So there is some indication he had created other things, but we have lost them. We only have this beauty, Naishadiya Charitam. Khandana Khandakhadyam iti ekah grantah upalabhyate. Oh, there is one. Khandana Khandakhadyam. What a name. So you can also see Shabda Karkashata in the name of the Kavya only. Khandana Khandakhadyam. Khadyam means eatable. Khanda means piece. Khandana Khanda, I mean piece of pieces eatable. Something like that. Tiny morsel of food. I guess that's what he means by naming his grantha that way. Iti ekah grantah upalabhyate. Tasmin grante tarkika matasya khandanam kritam drishyate. Oh, this is actually a khandana, which khandana means to oppose another existing siddhanta is called khandana kavya. So khandana means not necessarily kavya, khandana lekha. So he has written a opposing counter argument this thing paper called Khandana Khanda Khadyam. Okay. Tarkika matasya khandanam. Ayoyo. Okay, he is opposing points of Nyaya Shastra itself or Tarka Shastra itself. I don't know what is Tarkika mata. Must be that. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so with that we conclude the teaching part of what we have seen. So good, we saw the 4 great kavis of the Mahakavya Parampara of Samskrita, a little bit, whatever little we know of them. So with that we will come to the ending of this Saptama Patha with these questions. So let us attempt them together. Prashnaha. So maybe adolikitani vakyani shuddhani uta ashuddhani iti likata. So we can crowdsource the answers. So those of you who wish to participate can stay unmuted. So all you have to write shuddha ashuddha. That's all you have to shout out. Okay, and we will see how my ear picks up the correct answer. Satsangatihi punyam chuluki karoti. Ashuddham. Okay, so why bahuli karoti is the vakya in the lesson. Okay, see here. Duri karoti duritam vimali karoti chetas chirantanamagham chuluki karoti bhuteshu kincha karunam bahuli karoti satsangatihi kathaya kim na karoti pumsam. I mean, definitely punyam na chuluki karoti, agham chuluki karoti. Opposite of punya. Papa it just chuluki karana or nyuni karana. Punyam bahuli karoti. See, karunam is there, bahuli karoti. You can imagine punyam bahuli karoti in the sense. Okay. Beautiful. Chandramaha punyakarana punya क्षम्यतां चंद्रमाः प्रत्युपकारलिप्सया कुमुदावबोधं करोति. अशुद्धं प्रत्युपकारः न अपेक्ष्यते तेन. ओके, सो सः सत्पुरुषः इव प्रत्युपकारलिप्सया न करोति, एवमेव करोति. सो व्हाट इज द थिंग न इति उत्तरम् अथवा अशुद्धम् इति. अत्र किं चंद्रमाः प्रत्युपकारलिप्सया करोति गोभिः कुमुदावबोधं स्वभाव एवोन्नतचेतसां सतां परोपकारव्यसनं हि जीवितं. Satpurushas live without any expectation of paropakara, without expectation of return upakara. They do paropakara without any expectation. It's their very nature. So also Chandrama doesn't light up the night with his rays with expectation that the Kumudas will thank him or anything which bloom in the night will thank him. Okay. Hamsaha Damayantya prasade militaha. Ashuddham. Kutra militaha? Sudure. Udyane militaha. To उपवनात् प्रस्थितः हंसः विदर्भदेशं प्राप्तवान्. राजधान्यां कुण्डिनापुरे सः एकम् उद्यानं गतवान्. तत्र एव दमयन्ती सखीभिः सह आगतवती. तत्र प्रथममेलनं, परन्तु दूरे नीत्वा तत्र यथा सख्यः समीपे न सन्ति तथा कृत्वा रहसि किमपि वदति. किं वदति? नलस्य सन्देशं वदति. अस्तु. यागशतेन इन्द्रपदवी लभ्यते. Shuddham. Indra is always worried about this. That's why he even prevents I think Dilipa from attaining the
Raghu is doing the yaga on behalf of Dilipa.
Shatakratu padavi. Yeah.
Raghu.
No, Raghu is doing Rakshana. Dilipa is doing the yaga, Bhaginis. Okay, Raghu was protecting the horse or the horses one after the other for 100 times. Dilipa was carrying out the yaga. And we read the story about the 100th yaga, how it is spoilt by Indra. Okay. So, Yagashadena Indrapadavitu labhyate iti katha asti shatakratunam tatha iti. See, Naradena uktam Mahendra Yagashatena Indrapadavi labhyate kila iti. Tatra सूचना आसीत्. दिलीपः विचारमूढः अस्ति. एवं सिंहः वदति. अन्ततो गत्वा अशुद्धमेव किल, विचारमूढः नास्ति. अशुद्धम् इत्येव वक्तव्यं. नैव, यद्यपि सिंहः तथा वदति. कुत्र वदति? एकातपत्रं जगतः प्रभुत्वं नवं वयः कान्तमिदं वपुश्च अल्पस्य हेतोर्बहुहातुमिच्छन् विचारमूढः प्रतिभासि मे त्वम् इति सिंहः कुम्भोदरः दिलीपं वदति. एकं पदम् अनेकान् अर्थान् वदति चेत् श्लेषः. Shuddham. The very definition of Shlesha is this. Okay? Ekam padam anekan arthan vadati chet Shlesha. It could be by one single instance or multiple instances of that. Usually multiple instances are found. Okay? Shlesha alankarah pan ekasyeva padasya arthadvayam tadadikam va yadi tatra Shlesha is how we studied the Lakshana. Okay. Meghadutam kinchana mahakavyam. Ashuddham. Khandakavyam Dutakavyam cha. Khandakavyam tasmin Dutakavyam iti tasya suchana. Khandakavyam Dutakavyam api. Bharavina buhuni kavyani likitani. Ashuddham. Ekameva labhyate. Likitam va nava ityapi na janimah. Tatkaranat ashuddham ityeva lekhat. किरातार्जुनीयम् इति एकमेव महाकाव्यं लिखित्वापि भारविः स्वकवित्वेन पाण्डित्येन इत्यादि उक्तमासीत् कथायां. वर्णने, कथा इति न. किरातार्जुनीयस्य साम्यं शिशुपालवधे बहुषु अंशेषु दृश्यते. Shuddham. So we found that Maga actually followed the lead of Bharavi. So, kutra patitam Shishupalavatam Maghena Virachitam Advitiyam Mahakavyam Bharavehe Kidartarjuniyam Parishilya Tat Sadrushameva Kavyam Lekhaniyam iti Buddhya eva Magaha Shishupalavatam Rachitavan iti Bhasate iti Abhiprayah Panditanam Yataha Bahushu Amsheshu Kidartarjuniyasya Samyam Etasmin Grante Drishyate. Okay. नैषधीयचरिते नलदमयन्त्योः कथा उपवर्णिता. Shuddha. Whole Naishadhiya Charita has a Upakhana Naladamayanti Katha. It's also seen in Mahabharata. But Naishadhiya Charita is a Mahakavya reproduced from that source. Suvarnita asti. Riktasthānāni purayata. उपमान उपमेययोः सादृश्यम् उक्तं चेत् किम्? उपमालङ्कारः. Right, alankara word also. Upamalankarah अथवा उपमा इति अलङ्कारः. At least that way you write. Okay. So upamalankarah is a lakshanam. Upamanopamayoh sadrishye upama iti. Okay, this single sentence, this tradition in Sanskritam of having very simple definitive lakshana kathana is very important, because all you need to remember is this much. Then you can write a one whole paragraph around this simple thing. Okay, so you can then go into 4 elements, iti or vat type of thing, and sadharana dharma. There can be one sadharana dharma or many sadharana dharmas, like an example like that. Chandraha iva sundaraha. Something like that. Okay. Upaman upameyoh abhedah uktah chet रूपकम् इति अलङ्कारः अथवा रूपकालङ्कारः. सम्यक्. रूपकालङ्कारस्य उपमानोपमेयोः साम्ये रूपकालङ्कारः. अभेदे may be better way to put it. Okay. सामान्येन विशेषस्य विशेषेण सामान्यस्य वा समर्थनं कृतं चेत् अर्थान्तरन्यासः. सम्यक्. अर्थान्तरन्यासालङ्कारः. सामान्येन विशिष्टस्य समर्थनम् अर्थान्तरन्यासः. उपमानमात्रम् उक्तं चेत् अतिशयोक्तिः इति अलङ्कारः अत्र अस्ति. अतिशयोक्तिः हैपर्बोले. उपमेयस्य उपमानेनैव स्थापनम्. जस्ट पुट द उपमान, डोंट बादर अबाउट द उपमेय इटसेल्फ. हे सिंहः आगतः, लाइक दैट. दो इट्स नॉट एक्चुअली a simha which came, it's just a king or something. अतिशयोक्तिः. So good. So we saw all this. उपमानोपमेयोः सादृश्ये उपमा, रूपक उपमानोपमेयोः साम्ये अथवा अभेदे रूपकालङ्कारः. ओके. उपमेयस्य उपमानेनैव स्थापनम् एव अतिशयोक्तिः. सामान्येन विशिष्टस्य समर्थनम् अथवा विशिष्टेन सामान्यस्य समर्थनं वा अर्थान्तरन्यासः. एकस्यैव पदस्य अर्थद्वयं तदधिकं वा यदि तत्र श्लेषालङ्कारः इति. This 5 things is good to mug up. Okay, including the English equivalent. It makes sense because sometimes we identify the English equivalent. That's why none of us are English panditas, but at least we know about simile, metaphor, hyperbole. Arthantaranyasa has nothing in English, so they don't arthantaranyasa alankara in English words. It's funny. Okay. विग्रह वाक्यम उक्त्वा समासनाम लिखत. शास्त्रज्ञः शास्त्रं जानाति इति शास्त्रज्ञः. What kind of samasa? Upapada samasa. Very good. Shastrani janati athva shastram janati. That's okay. Shastram, you stick to that. Shastram janati iti shastrajnah. Upapada samasa. So the jna pada is a upapada. Okay. It's a type of tatpurusha. Okay. Samasa nama. Samasasya nama. Shashti tatpurusha. Okay, yesterday, in yesterday's or day before yesterday's class that our Guru teaches, we encountered, in yesterday our Chatras reading, we encountered one word, Vishnu Sharma Nama. Okay, the word was there in Hitopadesha.
Panchatandra.
Hitopadesha also has Vishnu Sharma. Okay, they are like similar. So in Hitopadesha, in one of the Gadya Bhagas or somewhere, Vishnu Sharma Nama was there, and then the Vyakyakara had explained the samasa of that. So we were startled by that samasa. Vishnu Sharma iti nama yasya saha is the vigraha of that. The Sanya Vishnu Sharma is the name of whomsoever, that is Vishnu Sharma Namapada. It is a Bahuvrihi Samasa. Visheshana Purvapada Bahuvrihi. Very shocking to us. But I after reading that, I said, yes, that's the best way to explain that. But we cannot use that for samasa nama, because samasa is not name of anybody, but technically one samasa iti nama yasya saha samasa nama iti, but here it is different. Samasasya nama, the name of samasa, shashti tatpurusha ityadi. Okay, it happens to be a shashti tatpurusha, so it's interesting. So I was laughing at this challenge. Mukhachandraha.
Mukham eva chandraha.
Mukham eva chandraha. What type?
Atisayo.
Avadharana purvapada karmadharaya.
Avadharana. Mahodaya is not incorrect. It is like Atishayokti style. It is Atishayokti style in a kavya, but the samasa is Avadharana purvapada.
Mukham chandraha iva agalva.
Mukham chandraha iva yasya saha. Mukham chandraha iva yasya saha. Chandraha iva mukham yasya saha. Upamanottara bahuvrihi. See, both are possible, guys. Yes. Okay, see, mukham eva chandraha is a atishayokti style. Okay, that is rupaka karmadharaya is another name given to that. To stylize the rupaka style of alankara with the karmadharaya samasa. Okay, that is also possible, and you can say that is in the class of avadharana purvapada karmadharaya. But this is also more possible. Chandraha iva mukham yasya saha. Mukha chandraha. Okay, that is upamanottara pada bahuvrihi. Uttara pada. Nobody has defined it for us. We can imagine it to be upamanottara pada bahuvrihi. Comes under samanadhikarana bahuvrihi. Okay, because both are pratama vibhakti. Okay. Good. So looks like some of you already guessed this upamanottara possibilities. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So sadanaha.
Dhanena
saha vartate iti. What type of samasa?
Saha purvapada
bahuvrihi. Very good. You guys are up to it. We can have exam tomorrow. Nirmakshikam. Makshikanam or karnam, I don't know. Makshikanam abhavaha nirmakshikam. What type of samasa? Avyayi bhavaha. Because finally it's an avyaya. Okay. And there is a upasarga purvapada. So makshikanam abhavaha avyayi bhavaha nir iti upayujya. Kanam va I am not sure. I have ended up typing nam.
When ka or pa is there, it will take natvam mahodaya.
So this is a non-blocking letter. Okay, good.
Yes.
So natva is correct. So Bhagini says I have done it correctly. Thanks, Bhagini. Okay, so good. I think with that we finished this lesson. Good morning session only we could conclude this, because we have too much to cover. So afternoon we will begin with the 8th lesson. Okay, thank you very much. So let's gather at 3 o'clock today and continue our journey. So we will end up having 8, 9, 10, 3 more lessons, and potentially a little bit of review. I don't know how much of question paper. Maybe I will do something and send it to you guys rather than spend a lot of time if you run out of time online. And there is also some material in the 11th and 12th lesson. Let's see how we can fit in some reading from that. Okay, so please have a nice lunch and gather back at 3 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Dhanyavadah mahodaya.
Recording stopped.
Dhanyavadah, sir.
Namaste.